Right, I can't find my pole position to tested disk image, so I'm using the one which apparently is from c64hq.com. I don't know if they created it. And there's a few that don't work, and it's usually the loading system if they haven't cracked the protection. So, right, there are trainer options. So really, I should have none of these on, because what we're testing now is a game I never had on a real C64 back then to play. Well, unlimited time was the only trainer option anyway. So I might have to come back to this. But yeah, I never had this game. I've only ever played this game on on emulators. I don't know if it's still loading. No, it is still loading. Alright. So I can't remember who released this in the UK. I can't remember if it was US Gold. Datasoft, I think they released Pole Position, the first one. Not sure. It's still loading again. That's not a bad title page. It's not the best I've ever seen. Possibly, the colours of the blurred up crowd, they look like they've been submerged in manure, if I'm honest. And again, the sky is turquoise. What the fuck is wrong with people? The sky is not fucking cyan, it's blue. Oof. That's just how it is. 20% oxygen to 80% nitrogen, pretty much, as far as what makes up the colour of the sky. Yeah, you'd need a different gas in the atmosphere, and then luckily the dumb shits who think it's turquoise would suffocate, but so would I. That's no good, sir. So yeah, again, I don't know if this is actually gonna load. How the hell do I time these things? Now the screen's gone blank and it's still loading from disk. Well, hopefully the slowness of the loading is not because of some copy routine. It's just about to test whether you've got an original or a copied version of the game that you're running. No, it is literally standard slow Commodore loader from the Commodore, ROMs. So, I'm gonna go with Seaside, because you can go on the arcades after, innit? Now, Pole Position 1 is certainly not pushing, the limits of the Atari 800 or Commodore 64, so... it's forward on the joystick to accelerate, and fire button will change gear, presumably, when you're pushing up. So this is kind of what I wanted. I don't think the best possible, Formula 1 style racing game has actually been done for the C64 yet. 38 years after it came out, almost to the month. Maybe I should do a 38th anniversary Commodore special, for my new channel. So they're clearly using hardware scrolling for the background, which means the horizon is never going to change. Now I admit that would be tricky. Funny thing is, I like the sprites for their cars much better. Mine looks a bit like, you know, you're using high-res extended colour background mode rather than sprites. Because if you look, it moves in blocks anyway. So you could actually do this. That is one thing the ZX Spectrum has over the C64 in character, high-res character mode. You can change both the background and the colour of the character in each 8x8 pixel character block. So you literally have to just keep, you know, making it to the next stage. That was risky, that was. It's a pretty good game engine, the fact that you could do that, but not so much that one. So in that respect, it's Daytona USA that's ripping off Pit Stop 2. It is literally avoid the cars, don't crash on the track boundaries, but also accelerate and get to a top speed fast enough to overtake them, because at the end of the day you have to make the next checkpoint within the time limit. Wow, we were playing Daytona USA with iffy rear end handling a decade before. But because it doesn't have fantastic texture mapped polygons, no one would fucking look at this game now. This is a lot more like the first arcade game. Ah, bloody hell. Than the second one, so technically it's a much better conversion. So it's really a matter of knowing how to place your car on the track. But it's very difficult to have fine control anyway. Just avoid it because they're too wide. The track is not wide enough. You know, overtaking, you know, two cars. The only time there should be two cars either side of the track in front of you is if the one in front of you is trying to do an overtaking manoeuvre. And here it seems to be all the time. Whereas, as you well know, in Formula 1, that loses you a lot of aerodynamic performance. So ideally, ooh, cat fight, right, enough of that.